Recorded? Shit. So what is networking? My name is Anthony.Poliska. I'm 18. I'm building a business to teach young entrepreneurs how to secure out-of-reach clients and mentors without leverage, authority, or connections. So a year ago, I started DMing founders and CEOs for advice, and many responded with the same recycled line, pretty much. They said, keep doing what you're doing, and they keep telling me to keep networking. And my response is like, what does that actually mean? Because I thought I was networking, reaching out to that person, and they just told me to keep networking. So no connection was made, and I realized at that point that networking isn't something you just do. You don't just go to reach out with someone. It's a skill that takes practice. Additionally, I've been told not to network until I have value to exchange with that person. A lot of times you'll hear people say, like Alex Ramosi, when you make connections with someone, they need something from you. So a lot of times a good approach to networking is when you provide so much value up front that you kind of encourage them to kind of have to respond to you, kind of have to owe you something. But the idea is, as a solo entrepreneur, what do we have to offer as value? We don't really have much right now. So I'm trying to learn how to actually approach people, and I've taken techniques to actually make this into like a win rate, kind of like with stocks. There's a win rate to this. So the more you get consistent with it, the more you actually can produce viable outcomes. And if you're a solo founder with no offer yet, the question becomes, how do I practice networking when I have nothing to trade? So I created my business on a combination of these two concepts. So networking is a skill. Apparently, I need to wait to use it once I have something of value. And I struggle to come to terms with this because nearly everyone I reach out to told me to keep networking. Like, that's step one. A lot of them say, oh, what's the next step? What do I have to do to advance myself in this niche, this business, whatever? So in this dilemma, like most college students, I took this problem to AI to solve. And after some time, I created a system on Notion that I use to increase my success rate with outreach. Now, I built up a network of founders and CEOs that I built relationships with, where I've received my best advice, opportunities, and resources to further help my business. I got on a few phone calls with some great founders and CEOs. I have personal numbers that I could text for advice, people that have offered lawyers, coders, etc. I want you to understand that it is possible to go from a DM to a phone call to a personal connection with the people you wish you could network with. I've developed techniques myself for both reach outs and in-person connecting. I do want to make videos focusing on online networking and in-person networking separately, but I do want to explain the funnel that connects them both. So on Notion, I built these databases for collecting information that I need to keep track of for my network and where my next opportunity lies. I keep track of my personal network and all my outreaches, whether in person or online. And I keep track of all my messages I've sent, what these people do, and like when I've sent them. They're like different tags, formats, whatever, categories for it. And I import all this into AI. And I basically ask and say, look, like this is my database I've collected of different people I've reached out to, how I've reached out to them, who I've actually got reach outs from. Can you kind of help me understand this? Like, what is the pattern behind this? And using AI, I could actually develop pattern recognition and find out exactly why certain people aren't responding to me, why they are, how I could change my messages. And there's two little results of this. I have an outcome where in the future when I need something, I can say like, hey, is there some connection I need to finish making, or some person that could help me with what I'm doing right now. Now my AI has that access to that. But on the other end, when I go to reach out with someone else, like I say, look, this person's in this industry, they do this thing, and they're from this area, they're this old, whatever. Who have I connected with, and how could I formulate my approach to them to actually get a connection with this person? And AI uses my database and the people that I pulled together already. And the more connections you make and the more practice you have with networking, reaching out, the stronger this database is, the stronger this approach system that AI can create does. Now, I do need to blur most of this out because it is my personal network with individuals I've made connections with. But the point is to have a place you can keep track of who you know and what you need to remember about them. I had contacts ranging from a Navy SEAL to my local pastor. My point being is, yes, it is important that we are making connections with founders and CEOs that can help you in your business, but your network should be as large as possible with everyone you know. Like, these are people that are within your network that can help you. Now, going a step further, I have my cold calls page. All right, so basically what I have here is every single person that I've tried to contact, either online or in person, I have listed all the way down in this database, all categorized, filed by different circles, different groups, different locations, regions, whatever. And the key importance of this is that I'm tracking every single approach to every single person that I've spoken to in person, online, because I want to find what outreaches work and what don't work. So the only reason why I've had success at my age is because I've used trial and error to find out what people really don't like hearing and what others do. So if you ever heard your friends telling you to spam LinkedIn connections, it's kind of like that but more meaningful. So in sales, the law of averages is when you reach out to as many people as possible so you could get one person to buy from you. The idea is you could reach out to one person or you could reach out to 50 and you have a higher chance of making that one client with the 50. And the idea is kind of like that with networking, except I do want to stress that you have to make it meaningful. You cannot message people bullshit. You have to be direct and you have to have intent. So gotta be a reason why you're reaching out to this person, some connection, what they could do for you, what maybe you could do for them at some point. Although I am going at the aspect of you don't have anything to give them. What I simply mean is you won't get good at networking by not practicing. You need to put up these numbers to make actual meaningful connections. Repetition is how I built my cold call templates that I use to make connections online with those in my community. I myself and many of the successful entrepreneurs that I've spoken to have stressed how important it is to use AI for yourself in everything you do. So I use AI to perform pattern recognition on my calls and messages to understand who I'm reaching out to and why exactly they aren't or aren't responding to me. So all this stuff I've recorded here, I have in AI. AI's either helped me understand why this person responded to me, what part of it, like what connection I made with them, why it's not working. It's also organized exactly like who's connected to who. It provided me with a lot of their media pages. That AI can actually understand your messages and exactly why people are not responding to it. And why I keep saying that is that specifically using AI, I could kind of understand, a little bit of psychology of different ways I could approach people. I've had times where I've created full circle moments with a CEO and kind of sparked like an emotional connection and kind of encourage them to respond to me. Other times I've gone more direct approaches, whether that's asking for a job, building some connection in the area I'm in, etc. A lot of that stuff I can do with AI. It's a skill that you need to get good at if you want to accelerate your business. My business teaches you how to do this. Thank you for watching, and I expect videos specifically on how to build your network online and in person. Anyways, have a blessed day. Ciao.